Yo, yo, what up with it? Yes, yes, we are live. It's your boy T Doubles Blazing the Sports. Mister, I'm back at it. Like a crack at it. Giving you boxing geekers this work. Guys, man, I took a break just for this. So, Andy Ruiz spoke, man. Andy Ruiz said, listen, man, I can take a punch. Referring to Deontay Wilder and his power. I can take a punch. And I'm going to land my own right hand to the temple Deontay Wilder. Guys, come on in, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and get this Thanksgiving cooking early. Oh my god. Wow. All right, man. So I want to just get you guys' thoughts on this, right? Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder. Who do you got? Who do you think is going to take this matchup? If assuming that it happens, right? The WBC has already ordered Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz to fight for the actual mandatory position to fight Tyson Fury next year. Um, for a lot of people, on first look, you think if Wilder lands on Andy, he's done, right? I think a lot of people could think that. But then you start thinking about it, you're watching the success of what Andy was able to do to Anthony Joshua. You start thinking about what Andy was able to do to Luis Ortiz. And then you start thinking about, man, what could Andy actually bring to the table versus Deontay Wilder? We know Deontay Wilder's strength. We get it. Listen, Wilder could have been an unofficial Avenger. I mean, he might be the real life one punch man. Because if he hit you with that one punch, you're gonna feel it, every bit of it, right? Every ounce of it. You're gonna feel that one punch for a few days. Now, Andy Ruiz made a statement towards Deontay Wilder. He sounded very confident. He sounded like he wants that fight. He sounded like they already have a plan in place to beat Deontay Wilder. Guys, what I'm gonna do, in case some of you guys don't know, I am a former boxer, former trainer, and I think I know what Andy Ruiz is going to do to try to upset Deontay Wilder. No time like the present. Let's go and jump right into it. First of all, we're going to shout out my boy in the building, American Falcons Travel, what it does. Yes, sir, man, I'm live. I can't wait to be live. Took a break, talk about this good action, give you guys this good satisfaction, talking this boxing work on a Thursday. Uh, So Andy Ruiz said, "Listen, I can take a punt." And my immediate thoughts is, "Listen, I get it. They're heavyweights, they're big boys, and some of them got better chins than others. But when Andy said he can take a punch, and he's saying, listen, that's no slight to the power of Deontay Wilder. I honestly don't know if Andy Ruiz can take one of those thunderbolts. I don't know if he can take, a straight nuke. I don't know if he can do it. I get that he feels that he's ahead. Think about this, guys. Do you remember the story that Tyson Fury told? Tyson Fury said he kept hearing about this dude from Alabama with all this power, all this power, all this power. Remember, Fury, guy that hasn't lost, and even after the first fight, it was a draw. He kept speaking on the power of Deontay Wilder. He says, when I was in the first round and he wanted to feel the power, and he said Deontay Wilder threw a jab at him. And he said if he thought the jab felt like that, he wondered what that right hand would feel like. And he felt it, right? It took about, well, no, he dropped them early. He dropped them in, I don't remember, like earlier, like maybe the ninth round, and I know he dropped them again at 12th. So even Tyson Fury said that he felt the power. Uh, but, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, this is what I think Andy Ruiz's plan is on how he expects to beat Deontay Wilder. And I think he showed us a little bit when he fought Luis Ortiz. Now listen up. Andy Ruiz, I don't believe he's going to push the envelope to Deontay Wilder. I don't think he's going to be going out there pushing forward, trying to get that big KO like he did against Anthony Joshua. I don't think he's going to do that. Like he did Ortiz was, a lot of times Andy Ruiz kind of stepped back. He wanted to play the counterpunch game. And I think he feels that he has a better chance of counter-punching Deontay Wilder if Wilder is the one pushing forward. If he can get Wilder to lead with the right hand first or come with the 1-2 first, I believe he thinks his awareness, his agility, and being able to counterpunch, because he can counterpunch, I think he thinks that's the best way that he can catch Deontay Wilder. Because when a taller man like Deontay Wilder, who's 6'7", and Andy Ruiz, who is 6'2", one of the best things a shorter fighter can do is allow a taller fighter to come to them. Why? Because it cuts distance. Because the moment that Andy Ruiz can slip a jab or slip a right hand, he is inside on Deontay Wilder. He is in his punching distance, where his shorter arms and more compact arms and very fast hands can operate inside of Deontay Wilder. I'm telling you right now, guys, if this fight happens, I hope somebody marked it. If this fight happens, and I want it to happen, anything can happen, because we heard about Usyk has been, ordered to fight Herkovic. Anything can happen, right? Uh, but mark my word, when that fight starts, Andy Ruiz gonna come out with his hands up, and he's not gonna push the action against Deontay Wilder. He ain't finna come out throwing no blazing speed. He's not even about to come out throwing a really fast hard jab. He wants Wilder to go. Because when a shorter man goes first, he has a longer distance to travel. Let me say it again. When a shorter man goes first, he has a longer distance to travel to land to the target. Now, I'm just about to make up some arm reach because I'm not looking at their box sweat. But I can imagine with Andy Ruiz being 6'2" and Wilder being 6'7", then Wilder probably got a 5-inch or so reach advantage on him. Which means if Andy Ruiz would have to go first, he would have to make up that 5 or so inches plus some to be effective on his shots. And he would have to hope that Deontay Wilder cannot go backwards. So you got to catch him along the ropes. Or if you're in the middle of the ring, it's a lot harder, because all they got to do is take a half a step back, and he turns that 5 inches to about 10 inches. But like I was saying, Andy Ruiz's plan, and he has one, because the way he was talking in the interview, I didn't even see it. I just heard it. I just heard it verbal. He sounded like he was smiling. Sounded like he was confident. Sounded like he was ready for spaghetti. And the spaghetti is Deontay Wilder. And I'm going to say this. I'm a Deontay Wilder fan. But I'm going to say this, guys, that even though I believe that Wilder can change the Andy Ruiz fight like Thanos changed the whole adventure scene with a snap of a wrist. Just a snap. Just turn over one right hand. He can turn over one right hand, and he can have you cheering Andy on to shock jaw dropping the next second. Guys, I was a fighter that a lot of times I fought taller fighters. Part of me did not like it. Part of me, I did. I never lost a fight, but that don't mean I didn't have difficult time and you got to fight them differently. But with Andy Ruiz being shorter, the one thing that is going to take away from Wilder is body work. Because in order for Wilder to do body work against Andy, he's going to have to come down. Either he's going to come down to where Andy can get him, or he's going to be reaching with his arms, which is going to leave his chin completely exposed to get caught with a counter shot. Which means a lot of Deontay Wilder's shots are going to be aimed at the head. Somewhere around the temple, the chin, the jaw, the ear is going to be in that area. And Andy Ruiz already walks around with a pretty high guard. He has his gloves kind of just below where he can see over them with his eyes. That means he's going to be able to reach his hands up and catch a lot of those shots as they come in. I would be a fool to say that Andy's not going to have no success against Deontay Wilder, because I think he is, and I think he's going to have his best success when Deontay Wilder's attacking. But I'm gonna tell you what's going to get Andy in trouble, and something Andy can't you can't even plan for, and that's the counterpunch of counterpunches. See, Andy Ruiz is going to be trying to counterpunch Deontay Wilder because a lot of shots that work against taller fighters when you're short is overhand shot. Because a taller fighter, their hands are a little bit lower because you're short, so they want to look down there, and a lot of times them overhand shots, the taller fighter don't even see it till the shot gets almost to their shoulder level. And by the time they see that shot at their shoulder level, it's coming so fast they only have time to flinch up and try to turn, but they're going to get caught with the shot. Not all the time, but remember that's why shorter fighters use overhand shots. And Andy, listen, man. uh, Wilder does some things that I think can give Andy some opportunities to be able to land those shots. You know what I'm saying? I think Andy's going to have some success. I think he's going to be able to slip some shots. I think he's going to be able to get inside. I think Andy Ruiz is going to be aiming for the temple. Not, listen, I don't think Andy's going to believe that. Andy said he's going to aim for the temple. In the article, Andy Ruiz said, I'm going to land the right hand on the temple. He is trying to hit the exact same spot that Tyson Fury hit. Deontay Wilder has a permanent dent on one side of his head. That's why part of me, I wouldn't have even been mad if Deontay Wilder would have retired, even though I want to see him fight. Because anytime Deontay Wilder fight, I'm going to tune in and watch. It is must-see TV. It is a fighter that I like, so I want to cheer for to see win. But I cannot ignore the obvious that the guy took some wear and tear in those battles. Now, even though I'm telling you what I believe is that Andy, once he's inside, he's going to be in a better position to land a lot of his very fast hands, and I think he's going to land some of the overhand shots against Deontay Wilder. Now, the one thing that I disagree with Andy is I don't think Andy's going to drop Deontay Wilder. I think he's going to catch him. I think he can have some success, like Luis Ortiz has some success. But I also believe that when Deontay Wilder catch him with a straight right hand or a right uppercut, he's going to stretch him out and lay him out like Sunday clothes in the morning. He going Andy Ruiz got knocked down from Anthony Joshua, and he got up like he can't believe he just got knocked down. When Deontay Wilder hit Andy Ruiz, he gonna know he got knocked down. He's not gonna be standing straight up like I can't believe it. He gonna have to gather himself. And when Andy look across that room, when he see a Deontay Wilder with them eyebrows scrunched down, and you see him tighten that right hand up because he's coming with another one, and your vision hasn't all the way came back straight yet, and your leg's still a little bit wobbly. Oh, hell mercy. Oh, like I said, man, I, I think it's a good fight. I'm glad both guys want this fight. You know, obviously I think Wilder would like go straight with Usyk to have a title fight. But if they gotta fight each other, it's a good fight and it's an interesting matchup because if Ruiz get on the inside, he does have some advantages against Deontay Wilder. I think he has more faster, compact, powerful blows on the inside. I think on the inside, the deadliest threat from Deontay Wilder is the right uppercut. And he can get caught with it. He can get caught with it. And I think the counterpunch of Deontay Wilder is going to be very significant because especially when Andy going to try to counter Wilder and then Wilder come back with that right hand. See, Wilder's right hand is probably more dangerous on the counterpunch because you're going to be either running into it or stepping into it or leaning into it in some type of fashion. And I see that happening. I see Andy Ruiz having some success. I see the crowd. I see a pro Andy Ruiz crowd on fight night. A pro Andy Ruiz crowd is going to be cheering. Wilder, I think the first round, it's hard for me to predict what I think is going to actually happen. Like who's going to get knocked out what round. I don't think neither one of these fighters is going to get knocked out in the first round. Anything is possible, but I just don't see it. It is possible. I think once it heats up, and what's going to heat it all the way up is when Andy start going for the gusto. See, when I watch Deontay Wilder, even though Deontay Wilder is dealing with that 1-2, I think he's more dealing on the counterpunch. Now he did catch Dominique Brazil with the 1-2, but the special thing about that 1-2 that made it so good was I don't know if Brazil was expecting it. What I mean is, that was right after the referee was like, okay, separate them and then put his hands together. As soon as he separated them from a clinch and he put his hands together, Wilder came in real quick with a 1-2. Now the same thing was done to Deontay Wilder when Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fought the second time. The referee, I think Kenny Baylor, was there, and as soon as he said fight again, Fury came in with a 1-2, really more like a one overhand right against Wilder. It's a way to catch your opponent off guard because a lot of times when they say break, they think you're gonna walk around, you're gonna stop with a jab. But when you catch somebody, especially when they're not fully thinking, you come in with that 1-2 like that, you can end it. But if it's not off a break, if you remember Deontay Wilder, his last fight, when he fought what's the nightmare, right? What's his name? I can't think of his name. You know who Wilder just fought. When Wilder first really launched with that 1-2, he didn't land it. It was a little bit more easier to evade. And Wilder was a little bit more off balance. I think he tried to throw overhand right, and he did not land it. So your best shot which is why I think Andy Ruiz is going to try to make Wilder come to him. He's going to try to make Wilder go first because Andy feels that if he goes first, I have a better chance of slipping him shot and catching him with a right hand or a left hook. And the one thing that's about Andy that's really good is Andy throws a lot of combinations. If he can really get one of them in and it really lands, I remember what happened to Anthony Joshua. I remember, man, he was rocking Anthony Joshua. It was like left hook, right hook, left hook, right hook. And so Anthony Joshua was like, holy shit, right? So he put an ear muscle on so he can catch the left and right hook. And as soon as he done that, I mean, within the next punch, Andy started going down the middle. Pop, 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 pop. And as soon as Joshua tried to close the middle up, then he went around the corner again. Man, Andy got a lot of positive things. I mean, I mean, he didn't get to where he is, by being a bad fighter. I think he's a good fighter. He has some really good combinations, good power. I think he's really, really good counterpuncher. Like I said, he counterpunched the counterpuncher Luis Ortiz. And I know Andy said that he got a good chin, and I'm not doubting that. But I think even with the chin Andy got, I just believe Deontay Wilder can stretch that chin out. Amazing says Andy wins, Deontay scared. Now I don't think Wilder's scared at all, man. I think Andy gonna do okay, but I got to be honest with you, man, because you know what? If you guys fight, you see, I don't want to do a video. Even if I'm wrong, I want to believe in my videos. I don't want to do a video. I'm like, man, Andy gonna beat Wilder. He gonna stomp on Wilder scared, and then all of a sudden they fight, and then Wilder flatlines him, right? And then you gonna come back, oh, T-Dub, you ain't know what you was talking about. Listen, man, I'm telling you, as not from the fighter T-Dub, but from the coaching side. From the coaching side, Andy has a lot of tools that can be very successful against Wilder. I believe he's going to land some shots, and I believe he's going to land an overhead right hand and overhead left hand against Deontay Wilder. And I think there's going to be some points that Wilder is going to be looking a little bit wobbly, like he always is. But I also believe that Wilder can take Andy Ruiz's right hand a hell of a lot better than Andy can take Wilder's right hand. The only chin that I believe that I want to see stand up to that right hand is the juggernaut, Joe Joyce. That's the only one that I believe that if Wilder catch him flush, it might take Wilder about three of those things. He might take him about three, like, dow. What? He's still there? Dow, dow, dow. Man, that juggernaut got a head, boy. I tell you right now, boy. I bet you, even no disrespect, but I know even his mom, like, I knew we had a head because giving birth, I was in labor for so many hours. That boy got a head on him, man. He probably got one of them extra throwback, thick, you know, caveman skulls or something. You know, shit. You probably take a rock and knock it off of the juggernaut head and start a fire. That dude got a head on him, man. Like when you got a dude got a head that's built like a rectangle, or think about it. Joey Joyce got one of those heads that look like what's the name that Marvel group? No, that ain't Marvel, are they? Is it not? Yeah, it is Marvel. What is it? I can't think about it. Remember they got the fireman, the stretch arm guy, the invisible lady, and the rock dude. I can't think of the rock dude. That's how Joe Joyce can play that. All they gotta do with Joe Joyce is just take some black lines and draw octagon shapes on them. He look just like the rock dude, man. I mean, she got the head put already. Um, but that's the one I wanted. That's a fight that I know that a lot. Well, I think Joe Joyce mentioned that he might want it. That's the only one I want to see. That's a big fight, and nobody thinks about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what is it? The immovable object versus the unstoppable object, something like that. Like when Wilder right hands. That's what. That's like the Avengers version of the first Avengers when Iron Man was fighting Thor, and then Captain America came with his shield, and Captain America told Thor put the hammer down, and Thor was like, "You want me to put the hammer down?" And he jumped up with the hammer and capped his shield up, and it basically neutral out and neutralize each other, and it just saw that the impact just boom, and you saw it spread through the trees. That's what's gonna happen when Deontay Wilder hit Joe Joyce's head, man. Like he's just gonna hit him, and you're gonna see like a spread of force that's gonna echo throughout the arena, and everybody gonna be quiet for like 5 seconds, and they're gonna start cheering. Uh, but again, let's get back to it, man. Anyway, smash the like button, man. What you guys doing? Wait on. What you waiting on? Can't even show my mom this video. I'm like, Mom, I got a video with no life. My mom gonna be like, you ain't no son of mine. So anyway, man, Andy got a lot of confidence. I like it. WBC did order this fight next. If neither one of these fighters can get a title fight next, then it's a good fight. It's a win-win for the PBC. Because they don't have to do business with nobody else. It's an in-house fight. The winner will get a shot at Tyson Fury next year. So we'll be looking at either Andy Ruiz and Tyson Fury 1 or Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury 4. I think the game plan, I'm going to lay it out right here. The game plan for Andy Ruiz to beat Deontay Wilder. He is going to allow Wilder to come to him. I don't think Andy is going to sell out. He's not going to go first a lot. At least he's not going to throw his hardest shot going first, because he is a shorter man. If Wilder has a 5 to a 6 inch reach advantage, that means Andy has to make up that ground at minimum, plus about 3 or 4 more inches to have an impact on his punch. And that would allow Wilder to see him coming and Wilder to counter with a right hand himself. So the best thing that Andy Ruiz can do is get his hands up, play with a little bit of punches, and wait for Wilder to commit. Because when you commit with a punch, you come forward. And what Andy wants to do is counterpunch. Remember, the Luis Ortiz fight, Andy started counterpunching. He didn't push a lot. He was trying to counterpunch Luis Ortiz. And he had some success counterpunching Luis Ortiz. And he thinks he's going to have the same success or similar success against Deontay Wilder. And if he can slip those shots, especially if Wilder commits. Now, if I was Deontay Wilder, what I would do is I'd use that jab. I wouldn't even come forward, because you don't have to come forward when you're a taller fighter. You can just step with your jab. When I mean step, you don't step forward. You just put your foot up and put it back down. Stay in the same spot. Pop. You just generate that force. You kind of stand there and you pop that jab. You force the shorter man to want to come forward. You force him, and then that's when Wilder can play counterpunch. But if Wilder does not do that, and he puts forward on Andy Ruiz, and Andy Ruiz, all he has to do is slip one shot, slip left, slip right. Once he do that, Andy Ruiz and got inside just like he like. He might as well put on a napkin, tuck it in around his collar. That is his time to eat. That's when he's going to operate on the body to hopefully drop Deontay Wilder's hands, and he's going to come up top with some overhand shots. Straight shots from Andy Ruiz is not going to be that good. When you are shorter and you're throwing straight punches going up, a lot of times they don't have the power or the pop like you want them to. Andy is going to go to the body and overhands up top. And he's going to be in a good position to land them shots, especially if Wilder don't have his hands all the way up. Because if you're tall and you have your hands all the way up, now your body's exposed. And then when you drop your hands to cover your body, now your head is exposed. And I think Wilder gonna get caught with some of them shots. He's gonna smile with some of them shots, and he's gonna be looking very good. The crowd gonna be cheering, and then a right hand gonna land out of nowhere. You gonna think somebody got burglarized, and when it lands, you gonna know it's landed. Just like when Fury fought Wilder this last time in that fourth round, when that right hand lands, a lot of people didn't even know it really until they saw like Fury had like a half a second delay. Fury had like a half a second delay where he wobbled a little bit and then Wilder went for him and got him down. Man, all right. But all right, guys. Hey, I just want to talk about to you guys. Listen, anybody, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just giving you my thoughts because it's up to the fighters, right? But you personally asked me, and I'm probably going to stick with this. Andy Ruiz is going to play counterpunch. He's going to try to get Deontay Wilder to commit to him. And if Wilder commits with his punch and he's going first, Andy has a better chance of slipping those shots and making Wilder miss and making Wilder pay. Wilder does best if he stands back and uses that jab. Force Andy to have to do something drastic to close that distance. And while Andy trying to reach, when somebody reach, that's when you teach. But hey, when boxing happens, they get in the heat in the moment, 3 or 4 rounds go by, sometimes logical thinking goes out the window, and anything can happen. It's your boy T-Dub, man. Hey, I hope you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I don't care if you agree or disagree with me. That's what we're here for. Keep the blaze going, throwing logs on the fire. Shout out to my boy, the one, the only American path to travel in the building. He stays dropping that heat. I'm telling you right now, guys. I'm telling you, when you wake up, man, you listen. Sunday mornings is maybe the national morning that most people do it, man. But like, listen to that good word. But whenever you're going through something, you want to hear something different, man. Turn it to my boy, American path to travel. Let you give your earbuds something pleasant to listen to and give your mind something to think about. It's your boy today with Blazer Sport, and I'm out.